Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Imperator Thebes. And let me tell you, on this particular day of recording, this was actually I recorded the day before this video came out, or this upload date, as all the episodes are nearly up to date for the ongoing series, because I've been doing some other side projects, you know, for either a potential video or anything, or just, well, taking days off not because of health reasons. No, I'm fine. It's just sleeping schedule's a bit loopy. And been playing some other game as of late, but that's not worth posting a video on. It's just something for myself. Keep me entertained during my time off of recording. Let's not waste any time here and head back to the Hellenic League, which is now a great power. So, remember, the Thebes is the capital of the Hellenic League. And look how far we have come. From Greece to nearly the entire western half of Anatolia, down to Egypt, northern Egypt, Cyrenaica, and even going as far as Carthage, in which we are fresh off from winning that war over Carthage. So obviously this episode is going to be during the recovery period. So sending everybody home, or put them in certain areas until it's time for them to be deployed. Oh, wait a minute, this one is disloyal. I can bribe him, but I don't know if that's really worth my time. Because you see, I'm pretty corrupt, so I have to stop doing that bribery stuff. "63 years old, and this is my heir, who is not a good one in any way, shape, or form. And the spouse isn't as good either to contribute when his rule begins. But now we have to appoint two governors, Illyria and Africa. Put them there first. Look for Africa. Gonna put him instead. He's oh, what? I'll appoint him because of statesmanship and also assertive. Has its positives. What are you? Phanonian. Ah. Never seen your kind before. Or appointing you in a land so far away from you. So it's gonna take everybody to bring him home. And also for the future of the Theban series, as the timeline now is 16 BC, so it's less than 100 years left. We are a great power now, but there's this other potential rising power in Rome, which no doubt they'll be ready for us, and we'll be giving them a hard fight in the future, in all fronts, from Thrace, Macedonia, Illyria, and we'll take it to them in Magna Graecia, eventually up to Latium. Basically the entire southern half of the Italian peninsula is where the power is. It's where most of the population is dense. I'm sure one day we will fight against Carthage again if they want to reclaim all this. We'll be ready for them. It's going to take a long time for them to recover. Unless they use their riches to have mercenaries. And speaking of riches, in this post-war period, well, Start relocating some of the provincial capitals to the more populated places. Unfortunately, it's going to go down really fast because, well, despite the happiness around here, the Punics are not an integrated culture. But they are a majority that we cannot ignore. They don't like us particularly. So it makes me wonder, are they worth integrating or not? Because there's the Egyptians, Phrygians, and Iberos. Put him here. And I guess here. Only put them where the cities are. Keep the forts, because you may never know there'll be a barbarian attack from the desert. Some will be going home, others are going to stay here. Let's see. Blind Phrygian and stand up against him. Okay, here's an idea. Remember that road? The coastal highway? Gotta start building that road again. That's what we're gonna use that money for. Take your place here. Take your time getting there. Well, we'll try to get everybody home to their usual posts. Making sure everybody's in their places to be ready for, you know, to be shipped out of here. While we're leaving this one behind, even though it's 30 cohorts worth, this is just to build a road. And if the barbarians come attacking, you're going to take care of them. You know, we'll soon replace you. You may have many low cohorts, but you're dying of cancer. We have better replacements in the future. Get on board. Ship us to here. Because you know about these unruly Phrygian provinces. Have to go over there to keep them in check. Loyalties are going to be a problem here. This other fleet will be heading to here. To the Empress Ilaria region. in case of Roman attack. Same for you. This and the army attrition, and that's it. And since we're a great power now, that means we cannot make alliances with anyone anymore. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am aware of the upcoming update for Imperator Rome. The release date still has not come yet. What the hell are you doing by yourself? I don't remember you being out here. It's none of our business, really. I could convict him, but I'm trying to think, alright? I didn't have much sleep the other night. Well, actually, no, you did have a fine amount of sleep. It's just you slept late and you woke up late. Anyways, military tradition. Thoroughfly. Light the armored infantry. This is for the morale, since we have no shortage of light infantry in our armies, so they're useful. And the next time we'll get the Embarcos, in which you'll automatically unlock this. Since we have a lot of cavalry in this as well. I did start going the rest of the way of this one. Since we've been fighting a lot of epic wars lately, which unfortunately that's the norm. Deadly epic wars. Oh, anyways, yes, the future of Imperator Rome here in Lord Master. I don't think I will be willing to go all the way with this Thebes as far as towards the end of the timeline is concerned. Highly doubt I'm going to go all the way with that. Because, one, this day-to-day schedule of video postings where you gotta do Crusader Kings 3, and then you gotta do Imperator Rome, and it's starting to take a toll on me. So one would think it's like, I mean, I'll still be willing to. I don't know, but what I'm trying to say is, without getting tongue-tied, as I often do, always false. Okay, stand there. That I think I have one more major goal in mind for Thebes before I will put an end to this series and be ready for the future series of Imperator Rome, whatever it may be. Because based on what I'm seeing on that upcoming update, especially the Heirs of Alexander DLC, with all the Diadochi nations getting their own mission trees, and I originally had Athens in mind for the next playthrough when that update comes up, but now I'm starting to get a little bit of cold feet on that idea. So I'm just kind of not sure about doing Athens because of, well, they're all going to be doing their own thing while we're going to be like, well, now we're going to be in a bit of a tough spot for doing Athenian missions and whatnot. But I don't know. But that's just the old pessimist in me. Alright, build a road all the way to Carthage, which is the Greek name of Carthage. So, this is what the road is going to look like. All along the coast. You take that turn, then you go a bit inland, back to the coast again, and there it is. As I said, that'll be your post. Alright, now scram. You're heading over here. Cavalry station in Lattice, huh? She should be building a road too, the road to Ilaria. Since we do keep border forts, well, you can't always keep them out. I mean, this is a client state of ours, which we'll keep. We do have a port in Pella. Because I'm thinking of what it's going to look like for, you know, a potential conflict with Rome. Okay, what's here too? Because I believe in being prepared. Build one here too. I'm gonna keep a firm grip on the control of the borderlands next to, you know, all of this Roman territory. But remember, the real power lies is Magna Graecia, and then you work your way up to Latium, as they control a lot of cities. But in the Illyrian and Pannonian land, there's not much cities. It's all rural country. Some cities in Thrace, but I don't know. Just using my geography at work. One thing's for certain, as I said, this is going to be an aftermath episode, so don't expect a lot of action. Because I would assume the next episode will fight against Rome. It just depends on how well we recover. Which is going to take a while. And if we get our manpower up to at least 200,000, we should be good. And what of the Persian Empire? They're not doing anything. They do have a cash value on us, but that's due to encroaching territory with them, so... I mean, relations deteriorated because of our aggressive expansion, which I will switch to appeasing to have that aggressive expansion decay faster. Otherwise, we wouldn't get anything done. Alright, this is me. Right, which one of these territories needs this to get that loyalty up? Galatia. Back to my original post. This was originally the Phrygian garrison army. Going up there. You remain here in Lycia. This one will go up here. That's where, you know, the just in case. One of these days, I gotta get you in as a... Oh, not a feudatory because you're culturally Greek, but your religion is of the Phrygian, of the Anatolian faith. And I found out why these provinces are so unruly. We don't have enough forts to build. Ever since the Menander update began, and I did not realize this when I did the Massalian series back then, that if you build more forts in a province, the loyalty thing would be lowered. Unless you build more forts, you'll give it more degree of control. Okay, now build us the road to Ilaria. We will remain at our posts until we are ready for the next conflict. And we be building roads. And lower the maintenance of everything. Because building roads is going to cost us a lot of money. And when the roads are finished, get the fleet and army maintenance back up. You can build that here too, one more. Just for the sake of it. No need to build a fort here because there isn't one next to it. Governor of Phrygia, you know, it's a particular weasel-like man. The fact that he's making clear itself more than ever. Just kind of stirring up the people that is governing. Perhaps hoping to challenge our rule. Fortunately, he's well regarded in this locale. Our response is to be made with care. Oh, he's pretty corrupt, but does he really need to? Make him more corrupt? Do we need to do that? Or we could just imprison him outright and appoint a much less corrupt governor, and that we shall. Someone uncorruptible. You know what? Do build forts by the borderlands with the Persian Empire, because if we ever get into a fight somehow, oh boy, there's nothing I can do to stop them except maybe the forts. To slow them down a bit, because that's a whole lot of turf to cover. Glad we have the funds to make it happen. It's the reason why the Phrygia is the most unruly of all the provinces. You sure love to use that word, unruly. Just looking at areas as the zone of control. Because, you know, all roads lead to there. Get rid of that slave estate and put in the fortress. Sorry about that. But again, it's all hills and plains here in Phrygian land. We control most of it, but a part of that has gone away from us. And, let me see. This is what this is for. Royal visitation, increased provincial loyalty. Back in Gordian, which is almost like a second residence for me, because I come here every damn time. Head of the family's gone. Huh? Oh, we could colonize this part in Libya. Oh yeah, we did build that road, so that leads to Alexandria. Since we're becoming increasingly militaristic, would it be a good idea if I were to become a stratocratic monarchy, which gives us two military ideas? To do that, you gotta have a martial education law passed. Oh, it's the blind Phrygian who's gonna be dying out sooner or later. We don't deal in demands, so I'll say no to him once. So I could say, shut up and build your road. Why didn't you tell me you had an infection? Well, be careful what you spend your money on. He can treat it himself if he can. The general of the first Stratos has passed. Oh, not that man. Why isn't he gone? Oh, he's going to be. So it'll be Menes, son of the general of 7th Stratos. Son of Nearchus. Yeah, just thought of an idea, but I can wait. So, what was it? Oh, yes. What would be my final major goal of this Theban series before I decide to, end it? It's like, we've conquered Alexandria, Carchedon, so I thought Rome should be next. Highly doubt we would go all the heck way to there. Um, Actually, that would be Socia Magna. That's their capital of the Greco-Persian Empire of theirs. I mean, I highly doubt we can get there if we were to fight them too, but of course, fighting them in these massive wars would cause untold casualties that would just be tragic for both sides. And yes, me and Judea have fallen out, but they'll never threaten us. And of course, that is that Antigonid remnant, which are just pretty much a non-issue. But should they attack us, or the Morians, then they're in for a... Oh, what are they doing? Mauryan War. Just them. They are an empire. And again, we still have no contact with the Mauryan. None of you taking attrition? Good. Okay, the road building is finished. Be stationed in Ilaria for the time. And when we feel we're ready to fight against Rome, we have to get our manpower to up at least 200,000 or slightly more, just to be generous. Persian fleet's moving. Do they have war already? No. They're just moving around. So, this is what I predict of what that's going to be like fighting against Rome. We plan on invading Magna Graecia. The main objective will be Tarentum to be safe. Take all of this, well, perhaps all of Magna Graecia, except for the Carthaginian parts. It'll be a hard fight, and if we do beat them, then we'll fight the Romans again, and take it to Latium, to take it over, possibly turn them, see it? Basically most of Italia. And then as for the Illyrian, Macedonian, and Thracian parts, even Moesia to a degree, that would have to be ignored because that'll be a separate conflict that our subjects can deal with. What I mean is to defend our end while we will send the vast majority of our armies there. We have 171 cohorts, well, they go less, but could potentially increase during the course of the future war with Rome. Finish that road? As I said, now you'll be stationed in Carthage until further notice. Like, we may come pick you up when it's time for invasion. And when he dies, we'll replace him with a competent general. And if there's a barbarian uprising around here, they'll be quickly deployed and they'll be dealt with. And you'll be first in line to deal with the Carthaginian threat. Now let's start making a lot of money. And if we do need to build more roads in Anatolia, Asia Minor, since we have a habit of flying them in place here, I think we can do that. Whatever connects it to here, okay, to there. Maybe perhaps should build a road that even goes through the straits and go way there, so let's do that. I think ideally should be 2 forts per province. Always happens. Oh, we would lose a lot of money, but I'll just say, hey, you're the governor of Coptis, you can cover the cost. You don't like that suggestion, but deal with it. I forgot about Colchis, most heavily fortified area. In fact, the most heavily fortified region of the Hellenic League. Because of our paranoia with the Persian Empire, of their interests in wanting that land. Not to mention they got plenty of forts there as well. Well, basically, we cannot cover all bases should there be a conflict with the Persian Empire. But the most likely front line to be fighting will be in the regions of Cilicia, Phrygia, and Bithynia Superior. And to a degree, Cappadocia. Again, it's all Hellenic from there, with a small minority of Canaanites, Zoroastrians, Chaldeans. I got the biggest Zoroastrian minority that lives in this area of Assyria, which is not a subject state, but the Persian Empire could easily conquer it if they wanted it to. Alright, it's your turn to build that road. Take it all the way to... Take it all the way to... yeah, good. Road building's finished, because, you know, we just want to connect that little road. Now back to your post. Forts are about to go up. Surprised that Carthage is willing to trade with us despite all this. They gotta make their fortunes somewhere. They lost their prestigious capital, but they got a lot of coastal cities. Especially cities in Iberia, the coast. And who could forget Sardinia, Corsica, and even parts of Sicily. We even have Syracuse as a feudatory subject, so they can assist us during the Magna Graecia operation that we'll have in the future. As I said, yes, I'm corrupt, but it goes away very slowly. And I wish there's a technology that we can reduce that corruption even further. I'm sure there is, coming in the future, I recall. This one. But that's not gonna be until, oh gosh, more than 10 years away. There we go. I'll save that money for whatever reason. Remember, since we can't make alliances anymore, we can at least make a couple of client states in the future. That's the only way to have relations. Listen what you just said. You said the only way to have relations. Don't you know what relations mean? Still a subject to Carthage. I wouldn't be surprised if Carthage made its way into Britannia. And, well, Carthage could basically just beat anybody there is. Massive trouble war. They've reached their max manpower, well, we have not. Because we have 1,000 each month. So that means every 10 months is 10,000. Roughly. So every... Yes, so according to these estimates, 10,000 plus each month. Yes. So... So in a couple of years' time, then we should be ready to fight against the Romans. But fight when the aggressive expansion is low enough for you to tolerate it, and will go down very slowly all the way down to 0 during the course of the war. And just hope to the gods that the Persian Empire does not attack us from behind. The ruler just died. He just died of a heart attack. No, he died last year. That was the guy. He was assassinated at home. I just saw him and it just changed. And well, there it is. So I'm sure in a moment's time, now that it's ruled by a child, hope for a civil war, and then it'll be a relief to us. Although they cannot attack us now, but we have more maximum manpower than they do, should we ever go to the max. So, in theory, we could beat the Persian Empire by beating them in attrition and their low stability. But the number of cohorts are massive, and the amount of money could potentially hire more mercenaries. If we wish to fight against the Persian Empire. We only have one cast spell on it, but I would rather have, well, probably emulate Alexander's conquest, one would think, just by going there. Again, this is totally hypothetical. A struggle between the religious echelons of our society and the peasants has recently come into light. The populace at large feels like the religious ceremonies are inaccessible and distant. On the other hand, our high priest and his attendants demand the distance needed to do their jobs properly. Argument the peasants have no rights to the inner workings of our religious ceremonies. Religious proceeded through the territory would appease both sides, so just to keep things stable. So our forts are finished. We're trying to stabilize some regions, and at the same time, we're building border posts because we're bordered with other great powers such as Rome and Persian Empire. We're not neighbors with Parnia yet, which that one is a potential. Why you? Oh my goodness, you are super corrupt. I'd bring you in trial for this. Of course, that'll be tyranny if you do that, but you have a very high chance that we can nab him. Either that or just, well, he's going to be rebellious going on us, so it would be best to put him on trial, put him in prison, replace him with a less corrupt governor. Because that's the most corrupt character I've ever seen. And yet the man claims to be righteous. All I could say is, bull. And how he has a wife and kids is beyond me for a man who's corrupt in nature. So, again, I want to ask you people a question. Any of you people who play Imperator Rome for a living, who is the most corrupt character you've ever seen? We're not talking about trait-wise, but the amount of corruption he has. It's usually happened to governors, but I've never seen anyone this high, and can go higher unless we stop him right now. Otherwise, this province is going to be rebellious, and then we'll be sending our man from Carthage to, to stop this matter. Even if we let it happen, we can definitely, beat these rebels. Just by sending this one army who will replace them with a new general by then. But 51 is just unacceptable. And province loyalty is at a free fall at this point. So, just for now, station yourself over here, on this side. Because, this area here, this one's got a 3.1% barbarian spawn chance. If we can colonize more of here, I'll build forts here, and then they'll start. No, you have to build cities. You have to civilize this land. See, there's hardly any here. So probably either these two areas here. If we ever colonize this in the future, then place a city, build a city there, or two. Then we civilize and no more desert barbarians. Oh yeah. Alright, that's it. It's time to go to trial. Time to go to court. You have the spears stuck at a court as Hermes and Axe Thailand. The accused is brought head hanging before the basilisk. The secretive governor with a reputation of underhanded deals has finally gone one step too far. Keen to expedite the trial, the examiner formally addresses Basileus and Aximandros, asking what crime he stands accused of. I mean, when you have that teared up, don't you know the threshold of civil war? It gets lowered, and if you were to act more tyrannical than it needs to be, I'll just say, abuse of office is a serious matter. Time passes by as the lengthy of Bellico's rivals attempt amateur character assassination against him. He grows visibly more anxious as the tyrant continues till suddenly, to the surprise of all present, he leaps up and makes a dash for the nearest exit. The sound of pandemonium is cut short as he accidentally runs directly into Basileus and Aximandros, both ending up sprawled upon the floor. That'll teach him. So that increases it. As matters progress in the trial, an unexpected figure enters in the court, flanked by burly soldiers. Menedemos takes Thebes aside and whispers his ear. He nods and rises to speak once again. It appears he is now vouched for by Menedemos of the Hecate family. We should tread carefully as he wields considerable influence. And after all, he's the general of Stratos and uncle to the governor of Lower Egypt. One of the good commanders. He can't scare us. The court falls deftly silent as the magistrate clears his throat, falters and pipes with a reedy voice. The fine Hermes of an axe, tell you men, guilty of all charges. The entire building shakes with the uproar of all present. The court guard sees him and marches him away to the dungeon. His fate is ours to decide. Success! He's no longer governor. No longer the governor of Seren. I'll put you in. It'll start coming around again. You're giving him harsh treatment. Way to go. This is what we do with corrupt governors. You take them to trial. It's the best way to deal with them, in my opinion. Now let's just keep raising our funds until, we're ready to fight against Rome. That's our next target. Not the Persian Empire. Because that's the last thing I would ever want to do, is to fight against the mighty Persian Empire. It's not mighty right now, but in time it will be after we fight against the Romans. But again, they got a whole lot of turf that we would have to cover on all fronts. But in actuality, the best way to fight is to go through this southern area. There's far more cities in Cilicia than further up north. Damn. Just trying to be less corrupt myself. Also, what is the requirement to become an empire form of government just like the Mauryans? Because I know it doesn't say, but I guess we just have to gain more territory. That's why we have interest in going to Magna Graecia than Central Italia. And may possibly fight against Carthage to deal with the city-states and a little more of this in the coastal territory and even Sicily too. That's where we do have our interests in. Oh, you're ambitious now. And I thought you weren't good, but now you are in a way. If you ever wanted to become basilisk, I would be happy to put you there. I mean, after all, you're married to one of the good ones, but... what's happening in Ionia? Guess it's the population numbers. In that case, I don't know if that'll help. Oh, so you finished that road? Okay. Back to your original post. No, we did not build a bridge over the Hellespont. Not build a bridge over the Hellespont. Would have been interesting. Peace. There was conflict. Yeah, there was conflict. Looks like Egypt is trying to re-establish its former glory. But if we want to, we can fight the Egyptians again, just to work our way down the Nile a bit, and then head to Ammon. No casus belli against them, but if I was to have one, I would love it to put it on them, but we don't border with that. Would be with this one instead. No idea why I'm really trying to emulate Alexander's conquest. Just slightly. So we did control these areas, but not this one. Not Gaza, not Sura. My wife died. Oh. That's the reason why I have interests in this area. I mean, we did neutralize the Carthaginians temporarily, which will fight them again far in the future. But we gotta neutralize the Romans by hitting them where it hurts, in that soft underbelly of Magna then work your way up to Latium, so they're no longer a threat to our interests. And then that's where fighting against the Persian Empire and I guess eventually Judea would come in as a possible idea. Let me highlight that again. Because would that be grand if we just go all the way emulating Alexander's conquest in this series? I know it's late at this point, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, I can't imagine it. Maybe you people can. And I know that in the future, in the Mayors of Alexander DLC, along with that Marius update, unifying Alexander's empire is a reality. It can be, well, that can be tried. Oh, second insult. A few months past since Carthage came to the tidy summer golden, the first time we heard about his insults of our rulership of the Hellenic League. Now, during a large gathering at one of his villas outside of Thebes, he's recently compared Anaximandros to an incapable farm animal, and the city called Thebes a ruined husk of a capital. Okay, that's it, you son of a dog. Let's see if he prefers the dungeon over the streets of Thebes. Need someone capable to help me compensate for my lack of finesse and martial. She's 59, and I know it's not a childbearing age, but we got enough children, so I'll marry her. That'll increase the loyalty with this family. Just needed your skills, that's all. Especially for that manpower recovery rate, as we're just trying to get up there. And I'm not going to spend any political influence at this time. Trying not to. Because we have our intentions. We have all the cash spell that relates to all Magna Grecian territory. We could put it anywhere, even Latium. You know what, just put that there, simply for the sake of it. Because you may never know that we get too overconfident for our victories in the future, during the course of the war, where we will even take it to Latium itself. But that aggressive extension would probably be too high, just like what we did with Carthage. Scholar and polymath, yeah, put you in. With the recent passing of my wife, it's caused widespread interest amongst the court and amongst the population at large. Her considerable fortune is such a magnitude that even selling various steps she hoped that a number of claimants come forward, hoping to secure themselves in a windfall. One such claimant is a Carthage, has supported a number of other wealthy patricians from around the Hellenic League, and is widely considered to be the rightful heir to the fortune. Not unless we make it decision in the best interest of the state. Listen. She's front to the governor. Split it equally among claimants, including the state. My goodness. After all the road building, money making so high when you lower the maintenance. There's some corrupt governor, but it's not at a free fall yet. And this one is the most unruly of all the Phrygian provinces. Let me do this again. And then after that's done, then we're going to deploy all of our forces to Epirus, Ilaria areas. And start drilling. Everybody's going to start drilling to be ready for our next conflict with Rome. Well, I think I can figure it out. I mean, I have an idea. Disloyalty inspired. Who's doing this? Probably him, who we put in prison. Or some other foreign power. Would have to either be Rome, or Persian Empire, or even Carthage. Oh, I just remembered something, but just get the camels again. I am reminded of something. Since we took this area, which is home of the elephants, so we can get elephants of our own without having to trade them. The best way to defeat these barbarians! They're out there. Get the maintenance up. Okay, need a new commander. Don't care what the Phrygian thinks. He's gonna die out. So army recovery. Army morale recovery then. He's gonna have to start running down that road. And don't you know the fort maintenance is down? That means these barbarians can easily take that fort. Actually, just go. Stop reorganizing. Okay, one thing's for certain. We began to mobilize ourselves. Thank you, roads. This one will stay its home defense in case of Roman attack from these lands further up. I don't have no marshal, so just do teach. Yeah, we're moving up the timetable a bit. Dementia. We're gonna miss the old general. He served us with distinction in the North African campaign. They're gonna barbarize this region. Just keep marching. Don't force march, otherwise you'll be coming in with little to no morale. I'll take the road. I'll be there. Yeah, he's gone. They'll take the ships. Deal with the barbarian menace. They're gone. And we took nothing. And only one population from them has been enslaved. Now run! Move your ass to Carthage. We're going to begin drilling everybody soon, once they're in positions. As it fully mobilizes, this is what the bounce is going to look like as it varies. As I said before, we're deploying them in these areas. I was about to say, where's the one with the 50 ships? Oh, you're over there. Cock that down. Go pick them up. And since we own these elephants, let me see. Okay, here's what I need. Actually, they live over here. Doing the math in my head. Okay, these 4 elephants here will go to the first army. The other 2 will go to this army. So, these armies will be given elephant support. And that's all I'll be willing to spend the manpower on. The ones that are 30,000 strong will be keeping its strength. And of course, that one's just mainly support troops. That's what they are. Watch where you're going. Going through storm here. Rome is not at war, but which one would think they know our plans of invasion. Start drilling. Everybody. Okay, he gets it. All we have to do is just wait for the elephants to come, and then we'll distribute it to their respective armies. There you go. I said drill. Oh, wait a minute, we're drilling 2 armies. Don't worry, the food is good. At least as far as we're concerned. Can't feed them all because there's just too many people living there. They're intervening in their allies' war, which isn't going to last much. Of course, our prominent general. We'll lose 5,000. Here, grant this request. It's time for me to drill those troops too, even though I'm more of a, a supporter, a team player in this army. All the troops are drilling. We'll keep drilling until we get our batch of elephants to come here. One of these days. I'll tell you what. How about we'll be friends and just stop this nonsense? Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. Once again, the war against Rome we'll have in the next episode. We're just gonna, keep making preparations, and then once the elephants are to be sent to the ships, then actually there is a area we can deploy them. Deploy them in Syracuse, as we have access with them. There's room. Where? I mean, I control so many areas, I don't even know where is where. Oh, over there. They've raised a large statue of Anaximandros. So its statues like it in certain point areas. It would not be taken off if we were to rip it down. If we leave the statue up, let us hope it does not get too well known. This would be somewhat of an insult to the monarch. I'm grateful of this honor of the nation. I'll take that. Got all the money in the world. Of course, the games. I hate when that happens because of increased tyranny. How dare you? On the day where we get our elephants, you decide not to be friends with me? How dare you? How dare you, Alexandros? Even during the course of the war with Rome, I think that one's going to rebel, and then it would be just another, well, day for us. Two groups. Get together. What? Son of a... Damn him. Well, he's no longer head of the family now that he's not in the country. Went to Vos. Where is that exactly? That son of a beeswax. He's in Italy. Sometimes these people just know everything about our plans to invade Rome. I'll send the elephants over, and we'll make a drop-off. drop off the 7th Army into Syracuse, where we'll have our first army in the inland. Get in here. It's always a stormy country, isn't it? Save that. You needed discipline to fight against the Romans. As you were. Okay, who needs him? Nagandros, didn't he already? Again, 4 elephants is gonna go to this one. First time he's gonna have the most elephants. The 2 will still be going to 7th Stratus. First is okay. You're to deliver it to Illyria. Yeah, they're taking a supply limit because we're just shipping them over here. We're not giving them time to feed them. See? Just hurry up before these elephants just die out of starvation. It's a cruel world, ain't it? Didn't give them proper feed and we decided to ship them over. Seven armies this way, so head to that. Now you got your 6. But don't go yet. Just give it about a couple more months of drilling and then we'll send them off. Age finds us all in the end. Even priests and surgeons shake their heads and confront the inevitable decline of human body, as Anaximandros is finding out. He may not have much time left. How sad. Diphtheria. You may never know what you need these envoys for. Well, what I mean is the goddamn you know, grandchild of the best. So it's gonna be the next one, but oh no, wrong one. This is your first child, and only. Oh dear. Now you have to watch over this child. Heraclea could be the future Basilissa of the Hellenic League, especially during the conflicts against Rome, Carthage, and potentially Persian Empire, and to the lesser extent, Egypt and Judea. When she grows up, It's gonna grow up to the world of hurt that we're gonna get into pretty soon. Well, at least there's enough food for all of us. But I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they start mobilizing again. Head of the Gotham family. And also we should start looking for a potential great general of the Hellenic origin that we need to replace. Because very soon we'll lose our very best general, and very soon we will miss this man. Served us with great distinction. Even his son serves as the general of First Stratus. Not as good, but well, we need all the help we can get regarding the Carthaginian elephants that we've got. And then this army is what we call, the army of the basilisks, which is just basically infantry only. Only heavy and light, no archers, no cavalry, no nothing. That's rather tempting, because every little bit helps with the loyalty of characters. And war is war, and things are going to get expensive in a hurry. So let's just try to raise a little bit more money before we will finally engage them, when they're all fully drilled and whatnot. And not to mention the elephants fully fed, get enough food and reserves. And then we shall invade Agricia. Only one army will be left behind for this invasion. This is to beat back any legions that comes from Illyria, Thrace, and other areas. Take their valuables and toss them out of the Hellenic League. There is one legion we do see. This is what we mean by that. It's probably one of the largest cohorts. Better question is, who's their best commander? This one. It's the one we're looking at. I think so. Best general will be sent to this area apparently, so this is going to be his area. That's for the cavalry and the subject states to deal with, which will be given a bit of a hard time. Hi. I would most definitely like to have you on a feudatory status. I'll even befriend you. Do whatever I can to get you in. Not a Hellenic. Persian War. They've started it. Taking advantage of the weakness of the Persian Empire. In fact, they've already been fighting for some time. And what does Parnia want? Margiana. I know that place. I know that place. It's over there. In the Sogdian steppes. And we know that Bactria will be there too. Well, that means the Persian Empire we kept busy, so we don't have to get suspicious of them. Carthage, meanwhile, is already at war with Marcan. Oh, don't tell me. That's... Do I even need to look? No, it's not anywhere in Britannia. That's over there. Celto-Iberian territory. We'll end the episode soon, as the aggressive expansion finally goes away entirely. Stability at the high up. Military experience is going to be increasing drastically due to the constant drilling that is needed. Constant training to be needed in order to beat back the Romans. And we shall have that. And then very soon everybody will be on board the ships. And then we shall attack. A 30,000 strong army will be the ones to attack them first, but they'll be taken forward. Assisted with what little Syracusan forces that will be coming with them. And then once this falls, then it'll go up this way. But most of the invasion forces will be... So there's this one fort that's heavily fortified, but that'll be up to the fleets. Take Tarentum, hold these cities, and Apontum, and clear with ease. So just one stubborn fort area here that needs to be taken. Yes, it's largely what I predicted. This area is a soft underbelly of the Roman Republic. And then after that, we'll be taking them down with ease until we reach this area. There's another fort. There's another fort up there. A couple of more up there. And then you would reach Rome itself. But surprisingly, it only has a fort level of 1. Rest in peace, Nagandros. There's gonna be no one like you ever again. Or master. If we have a potential good admiral, we'll think about placing with that. Rome has attacking, going for Scythia. I can see that, obviously. Scythia proper. That's why they were moving their legion there. They're sending the best over there. We have to move up the timetable. They've already got their gains. The other tribal powers will soon join in, but as I said, it's about time to stop that Roman expansion. It's the last time they'll ever do something like that. And we're gonna hit them where it hurts. I always love saying that word, hit them where it hurts, which is basically where do they have the most population that contributes most to their economy and manpower. We have all the claims of all these areas, including Latium. But I may have to include Aternum as well. Do it for both. So last time I'm fabricating a claim of this and... well, of course not. But anything that has to do with Italia there. But I'm saving the Omen for the discipline. As long as the weather is good to send it over. While we will raise our funds a little bit more, to at least 4,000, then we're ready. Or possibly less. As I said, I want to move up the timetable, so because the longer we wait, slowly but surely the Romans will expand more and more again. Parnia is fighting against the Persians. They just ran out of money, so that's going to hurt them in their war effort. Well, the Persian Empire is going to be kept busy fighting against these Scythians. Yes, they're Scythians. And also, you know what? Just end the episode right now. And before we go to the said war, we need to find a best general of a Greek origin, or whoever. In fact, don't we have the ability of the honor guard? Bring him out again. yes, we can create an honor guard. So we'll see what we can get in the next episode. Because perhaps the one to run the second army should either be an honor guard or a very good one of a Greek Hellenic origin. Not any other faith, because that can cause a little bit of problems. So in the next episode, invasion of Magna Graecia, and possibly work our way to Latium if everything goes well, just like what we did when we started from there in Tripolitania and worked all the way up to Carthage. Carthage is busy at the moment, so they are not going to attack us. So this is a perfect opportunity to attack Rome on its south underbelly, Megal Halas. We'll see how goes it, and to deal with any possible disloyalties. All that and more in the next episode of Thebes. I almost said Thrace. Of Thebes, Hellenic League. But until then, so long for now.